Hello, everybody. I want to thank you so much, first of all, for coming and listening to us. I have my special guest here. Her name is Kim, and she is the owner of Fireball Fitness, and she is doing her thing. She has when I say she got a body built like a shit brick house, that is no lie. I am telling you, Kim, thank you so much for coming on. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Oh, no problem. No problem. You know, we want to make sure we say thank you. Diesel really, he's bringing great women together. I am really, really excited to learn more, and let everybody else know what it is that you do. We're just having a casual conversation. I'm down to earth and I don't bite unless you ask me to.
Yes, and I totally agree. He's amazing. He's very kind, very generous. I can't say enough good things about him, for sure.
Right. So we got our things. So the first thing we want to do is we want to tell the guests, what is the best thing about Fireball Fitness and tell them all about it. What do we tell us about it?
Well, first of all, it comes from, I'm a competitor. I love helping people. And the thing is, I care about the people more than an average company as far as money wise. When it boils down to it, if you can succeed and be happy with yourself, then I've already won. It comes with all different types of workouts. You can train to be a competitor. You can do everyday lifestyle. I will tell people the diet has to be more of a lifestyle change. You can't just say diet, because then obviously you want to eat everything that you can't have.
Right.
So if you look at it as a lifestyle, then it fits into your daily routine. Women love to be toned, and a lot of women nowadays are looking to incorporate muscle without looking like a man. And it's achievable. Just because you lift weights and you train does not mean that you're going to look like a man.
Well,
I can tell you that.
Look like an absolutely gorgeous woman. You are stunning. You are stunning. So
Thank you.
I love that we talked a little bit about your business, the Fireball and how you got that going and what they have to offer. But I'd like to take the opportunity to learn a little bit more about you, because you already show them on Instagram and on Facebook. You want me to hold up? I could hold up. You got it? Is everything okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm
okay.
good. Are you good?
Oh, okay. All right. So you show them on Instagram and Facebook exactly what you do. Your expertise is gone without saying any words. I love what you've done on there. You've done a great job. So what I would like to talk about is why you began lifting and where did that come from?
I've been in the gym for several years. That actually stemmed from a bad breakup.
Okay.
I decided I needed something to occupy my time and relieve that stress.
Yeah,
I got into the gym and I absolutely loved it. I met a young female in there, and she was going to join a competitive team. And I told her, I don't think that's not my thing. She pushed it on me. And I was like, you know what? I love the goal oriented of it.
Okay.
It's the discipline, working towards the goal. I feel like you work harder, and I joined. I loved it. The feeling you get when you walk on stage to know that you actually were even able to reach that potential is mind blowing. And once you hit that stage, it's like a drug for you.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
Look at you.
It's the best feeling ever. So I got into doing that, and I went from bikini to another category to figure. You continue to grow.
Okay.
You learn more about the sport. It's so fulfilling that it's hard to explain how the feeling is that you've reached such a high fitness potential. that it's a pure goal that not too many people in the world can reach.
Well, listen, the best it is awesome. That is the truth. To me, when I think of successes like that, I connect them directly to orgasms because people understand that.
Right, right. And the thing is too is nobody hands that to you. You
No.
achieve that all by yourself.
Hmm.
And not alone the gym, but the mental part of it, the discipline of it. It's actually a full routine every single day, day in, day out. And it's achievable. People think that you can never reach a goal of what you see somebody else do, and that's not true. With a
What do you think
support
about people
system and
reaching
the
goals?
help, what do
What
I
would
what,
you tell
sweetheart?
someone? What would you tell someone who was trying to reach a goal? Like you said that people think that other things, but what would your advice be to your clients? Because I know that you've had successes with that.
I would absolutely tell you everybody starts from scratch. It doesn't come overnight. And if you have somebody that's willing to help you reach that goal and stay persistent with you, and you're willing to do what it takes, you can do anything you put your mind to. Absolutely anything. It's people need that hard love and support sometimes,
Mhm.
and they come and thank you later.
Yeah.
So as long as you're willing to take baby steps, you can reach it. You can't just go from one start to jump to a finish in a week. It
Yes.
takes time, especially if you want to build. It takes years to become a pro. Um, and you definitely never give up,
Right.
because once you give up, then you've got to start all over. I know some people are having a really hard time at this point with all the stuff going on in the world, but the worst thing you can do is to give up on yourself,
Right.
because it's hard to come out of that hole. And as long as you have good people to surround yourself with, and you have somebody to support you and motivate you and pick you up when you fall, you can achieve any kind of goal, period.
Yes, yes, girl. I believe in that. Yes, clap to that.
And
You
you
know, I want to add on to
do.
that, guys. Listening to what Kim said, really take it in, absorb what she said, because it really, you're loving yourself throughout this process is going to be important too. And add on to that,
Yes.
enjoy your journey. Don't just go through the whole journey hating it. Try to enjoy it along the way. So,
Yes, and have your faith.
that
Keep your faith, because it does come through.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. Absolutely. So you mentioned that you did the competitions and you competed. Tell me about your favorite one where you were like, like your biggest success or your favorite one.
I have to say it was my first figure show.
Okay.
It was probably the best physique and most conditioned package that I have ever brought.
Ooh, where were you at? Where
Um,
was this one at? Where was this one at?
there was one here in Charleston,
Okay.
and then there was one in Manning, and it was quite a learning experience. To be able to watch your body from one phase to the next. And I do want people to know we do not stay stage ready all year long. We
Okay.
go through different cycles. We do build. We normally gain 20 to 30 to 40 pounds in our off season to build,
Really?
depending on what you're trying to do. Yes.
Wow.
Um, so I would have to say my first figure show, when I stepped on stage, I probably felt like I was definitely floating on the clouds,
Girl,
because I
you just gave me goosebumps because I'm
I
like sharing, I'm trying to like give it to the audience because we all have shared those types of moments, but wow, that I bet you, oh
it
man,
was
you were strutting your
it
stuff.
was insane. Yes, and it felt so good to just, when you can satisfy yourself with walking on that stage, knowing that you had given your absolute all and 100%, and know the package you brought was beyond anything you ever have before, and you know where you can go from there.
Mm.
it's amazing. It's not over.
Right,
I'm
right.
coming
You
for
know,
some
guys, we're
more.
going to take a moment. I want to take a moment right here because I love to jump around a little bit. We've talked about you, but I want to bring it back together and really bring it back. Guys, look at the expertise that comes with Fireball Fitness. That's a priceless. You are a priceless position I admire that. They should be grateful to have a CEO. Look at what you've done. Look at what that feeling. You could really relate to them. You could teach them how to get there because you've walked in those steps. So I mean, if anybody wants to invest in Fireball Fitness, I am telling you, this is not only somebody who walks the walk, she talks the talk. She lives it every day. She knows her stuff. I just wanted to say that, and hearing those stories just helped me understand better how much of a professional and an expertise in your field you are. And I'm grateful for women like you.
Thank
For real, for
you.
real. You're welcome. You're welcome. All
Yes,
right.
I appreciate that. I love to make people feel good about themselves because I know how that feels. To reach that, to get the feeling, to see the changes, the muscle lines coming through, and people get excited about that, and they
I like that
should.
when I do
It's
Pilates.
hard work. Yeah. Well, you might need to teach me some Pilates because that's not my that's not my specialty by far.
Yeah, we can exchange because I bet you could get these big.
There you go. Yes, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. But
yeah.
yeah, people just, and it's the feeling to know that you help somebody else achieve what they're trying to achieve.
Yes,
That is priceless for me.
it is.
Absolutely priceless for me.
That's the reason we keep going. What I want to say is for the audience, I know coronavirus has been making some big differences in our lives, and maybe the gyms aren't open or all kind of things. Is there like a few tips that you can give during this downtime? Maybe do you have any videos or something that they could utilize? Or are you doing that in the future? Some tips that you could give to help us through this.
Yeah, I definitely can give you some tips. I haven't recorded any videos. It's rough because all the gyms are closed.
Oh,
But there are so many home workouts that you can reach out to people like myself and get, or you can actually go online. You can go on YouTube.
yeah.
You'd be surprised how much body weight can really make a difference if you do high repetitions of them.
Okay.
Wall squats, walking lunges, donkey kicks. I mean, if you have a set of dumbbells, you have no idea how much you can do with just dumbbells.
So I heard
Walking,
some stuff
running.
about calisthenics. I don't even know if I'm saying the word right. Is it? Is that what it is?
Um, I'm not sure what. Are
Me?
you talking with the weights?
No, it's like some pressure or some. If you don't listen to me. I know nothing about that. I
Yeah,
know.
I haven't done any kind of research on that at all. I'm more weights, and if you got to do body weight, that's my expertise.
Is
I
there a
do
way
know if you're
during quarantine? Is it hard to keep your weight on, or do you tend to gain weight during this time? Like, what do you think
you
is?
you you definitely tend to gain weight, and everybody does. Even the most disciplined people, the most disciplined competitors, this has been rough for everybody because you don't have your equipment that you're used to, the gym setting.
Yeah.
uh I'm a gym girl. I prefer to work out in the gym. We do have stuff at home, but it's not the same.
No.
And it's when this whole thing first started, you couldn't find certain foods,
Right.
so some people's diets were thrown off track. The stress of being home, a lot of that collaborates into it. Stress makes you retain cortisol, that makes you retain belly fat. I mean, it's a lot of different things, and a lot of people got so disappointed because their daily routines
Mm-hmm.
were completely thrown off.
Right.
So to anybody that is down on themselves because you have gained some weight, you haven't been able to do what you're used to do,
Mm-hmm.
we're all in this together. We
Right.
all have been in the same spot.
So
But when
I'm
those
not
gyms
upset about
reopened,
this
that
little girl here anymore. Thank you.
Me neither. Because once those gyms reopen, that gives you some fuel to go even harder
Yes,
and
it's
try and
going
reach your
down.
goal. Even yes,
Yeah.
yes, I can guarantee you that there's going to be quite a few people so ready to get back in that gym.
Yes, so ready, so ready. So, I have a good question here, which I think is a good question. And it says, tell me one thing that maybe others thought you couldn't do. Maybe you even thought you couldn't do it yourself, and that you just
Mhm.
nailed it. And that you were like, you got to the point where you were like, I'm never gonna make it. It's not gonna. And then you were like, I made it.
That would actually be when I switched over from bikini to figure. It was
Okay.
probably the scariest jump I probably have made in the competitive industry. But
Why was it
we did
scary?
it, and
Tell
we
me
did it
more
in
about
8 months.
why.
Uh, when you're so used to a certain category, one, I had to put on some size.
Ooh.
Uh, yes. So going from being a bikini girl to a figure girl, they are completely different. And if anybody wants to check out my Instagram page, you can see that on there, or my Facebook page.
Yeah, yeah.
I have definitely pictures from everything, and you can tell a huge difference from when I was doing bikini to figure.
Mm,
I was going to go up against a whole different ballpark of wonderful women,
mm-hmm.
hard, dedicated working women.
Right.
And that was scary because I was complacent.
Yeah.
And that is probably the worst thing that we could do, is get complacent and be scared to jump, because it was the best jump that I could have ever made. I
Oh,
love to lift heavy, which I wouldn't have been able to do if I didn't make that jump.
now
And
we did it.
That's right. So that was probably, out of my whole competitive career, that was scary for me. And then also to go ahead and take that leap to bring out Fireball Fitness, to start training. It's a different ballpark than what I normally do. I'm a cosmetologist, so
What? Oh, we got some.
two
Look, we
totally
got something in common. I'm a hairstylist myself.
so two totally different ends of the spectrum. But I love it. It was a great jump. I can't wait to get back into doing that. I do have some shirts coming out
Oh, okay.
with the Fireball Fitness. So I definitely say those two things right there were probably my scariest moments of to take that leap.
Well, I'm just
So
going to say I'm so grateful that you did. I'm so grateful that you didn't allow the things that so many of us, we just be like, "Oh, I'm scared. I can't do it." And that's why I wanted to ask that question, because the best part of that is your success. I'm sitting here talking to you about all of the things that you were afraid of, and but you've already done it. And look at that. Look at that. There is so much power in that, and I want the audience to understand there's so much power in that. Believe in yourself. Definitely,
yes,
definitely.
absolutely. And once you take off running, there's no limit except for the limit you put yourself to.
Right.
I hear people say all the time, I can't do this. No, you can. Just try. Even if you take it baby steps at a time, it all pays off. It
Yes.
completely pays off if you believe in yourself enough. This is the thing. If you don't believe in yourself, who will?
Mm.
You have to believe in yourself for somebody else to believe in you as well.
Wow. Yeah. If you don't believe in yourself, who will? I just wanted to repeat that because that's powerful. Those are really powerful words, and so many of us can say it and not walk it. We got to walk in those words. So when
Yes.
you do lift weights, when you lift, how much do you lift? Is it like a steady?
um, I'm one of those where I try and do everything I can. For a female, when I was at my full reverse diet, I was rack pulling 455 pounds for a
Oh
few
my
reps.
God, that's like three of me.
So,
No,
so
that's
I
that's like 3.5 of my bodies. You were just lifting me up like this.
yes, I think for my dumbbell shoulder press, the highest I went was 55s.
I can't. I can't
It's
do none of that.
I'm really competitive. I have a great support system as well, so
Uh-huh.
I have to give him a huge thank you. He
Who is
pushes
him?
me.
Come on, let's talk about him.
we were really good friends, and then we started dating, and he pushes me so much. When we go into the gym together, I try and outdo him. I know I can't, but I'm gonna do dang well to sure help I try. I'm gonna go as hard as I can.
Yes,
And I
girl.
believe that, that's one thing you really gotta have, that support system at home.
Yes.
You got to have somebody that'll push you. You got to have somebody that will believe in you, no matter what you bring to the table. You got to have somebody that's going to tell you can go a little bit further.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
I love
and
that. I love that.
it's amazing to know that no matter what I do, he will have my back 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that has helped me to push to explore this other option of, doing clothes, doing the Fireball Fitness, branching out on my own. You definitely have to have a strong supporter in your corner. Definitely.
So my next question I just came up with in my mind. And I want to know, there's a psychological impact that comes along with you talked about how when you're weightlifting and people will say you look like a guy, and there's some psychological things that go along with that. Can we speak to that? Because I really think that as women, I really think that's where a lot of power in your conversation comes from, is that you don't only care about the physical, you care about their mental. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Right. On top of that, I do want to touch a base on with the ups and downs of your weight.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because that mentally also fits into the same kind of thing, far as people saying, oh, well, you might look like a man if you lift weights.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, if any man tells you that you're going to look like a man when you lift weights, he has no clue about any kind of weightlifting.
Right.
Because you can even look at the Olympians and they don't look like men.
Right.
Your natural body will only allow you to get so big. So for a man to even downgrade a woman that's trying to better herself and feel good about herself, toning, gaining muscle to achieve her goals, they're weak.
Right. They're weak, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. That's a weak man's mentality to tell a woman she's going to look like a man if she lifts weights.
Right.
And that does mess with a lot of women's head, because say your other half at home, all of a sudden you want to get into the gym and he says, well, you're going to look like a man. The first thing the woman's going to do is quit.
Right.
Because you want to keep your home life good, but you also are trying to, to remain feminine. That's why I said your body will only allow you to get so big. So any woman that's natural and will go and put in the work, you don't have to worry about looking like a man by far.
Right.
But the also the mentality of the weight gain, people that want to build, you have to be so comfortable with yourself to put on that weight to gain muscle that you don't allow it to get to your head. Because me personally, going from show ready to gaining 40 pounds in my off season was tough. I mean, it's tough mentally, because you're so used to seeing yourself shredded, and then all of a sudden you're putting on all this weight. You have to definitely remember the end result, because once you put on that weight and you put on that muscle and you cut back down, it will blow your mind to see the difference from where you started of your first figure show to your second figure show.
That's amazing.
And the difference by putting on that weight.
That's amazing.
So you really have to, you definitely got to keep it in your head that the results pay off. It's something you have to do to gain muscle.
I love that story because it correlates directly to how people should chase their dreams.
Yes.
Absolutely. Look at your end result. Don't think about the small potholes in between, and stay focused, and so I love that. But
Right.
now let's talk about the psychological. Well, you really touched on that, and how do you, when you combated the physical, like you said, you looked at the thing, but how do you combat with male? You don't want to be, you don't want to come off crass, you don't want to come off, like a bitch, even though you might want to be one.
Right.
How would you politely say that's not, how would you did you have any suggestions for something like that? Because that feels like it's very,
Um,
it's not empowering. It feels very smothering for us,
right. I definitely, I mean, I've dealt with that, obviously, but I would say it's more or less like, explain to them, this is my choice, this is my decision. I'm sorry that you feel that way, but I love the way I look with muscle.
Right.
And I know myself that I can stay feminine and gain muscle and reach my goals and still look like a beautiful woman. Oh, I mean, that's all there is to it. And they would understand, it's not like if a guy was to lose weight, he'd look like a woman.
Right.
I mean, it's not like,
That's
I
crazy.
mean,
It's awesome that you would say that. That is, you see how you just switch the freaking things and it makes it so simple to understand.
right. So, I mean, and any mentality like that, it's the aspect of, you can still, like they say, get you someone that can do both.
Right.
You can be into fitness and be in gym clothes and look ripped and shredded and have a bunch of muscle, but you can get in a dress and look absolutely gorgeous the same way with the muscle.
Yeah, and that line of wording that you presented to them is I thought that was a very great way to talk about it. This is my body. It's something that I want to do. I'm unapologetic, always. I'm like,
Right.
it's something that I'm grateful that you understand that. you know I'm grateful that you understand that, and
Right.
that's a great way for them. But take those words, if you're experiencing something like that, and go for it. You got to reach out, because we got Fireball Fitness is getting ready to take off. She's going to have t-shirts, and I cannot wait to see all of the women that are going to benefit from your program. For real, for
Yeah, and the thing is too is you can start from nowhere.
real. Uh-huh.
Um, you don't have to be already in the gym to join. You don't have to. It's all about structure and guidance. Find somebody that is passionate about it. You won, because they're going to want to see you succeed and feel the way that they do when they do.
Yeah.
Being successful in a competitive bodybuilding show, I know how that feels. So I want to portray to my clients that I want you to feel how I feel when I've reached that goal,
Yeah.
because it's priceless.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Well, Kim, we're coming up. We did about a good 15-minute interview, and I don't want to bore the guests, but I am loving your conversation. We should do this again. Maybe we could talk about some, but maybe we could do
Yeah,
a video.
absolutely.
We didn't talk. You said you didn't have any videos. We could get a video together, and you can show me some at-home stuff, just to help the audience. And I love
Yeah.
having you. You have such a great story. I
Yes,
admire your
absolutely. Thank
aspiration
you.
and your successes. You're rocking, girl.
I'm trying. Hey, I feel if you can just make one small difference in the world, it's something that you can shine some light on such a dim world. It's
Yes.
That's beyond priceless to me too. I mean, if
Yeah.
you can shed that light, brighten someone's day, give them a little bit of motivation, show them that it's something that, hey, if she can do it, I can do it too.
That's right. That's right. We only human, right? We're only human.
That's right. We are not flawless. We are not perfect, but
That's right.
you you just keep going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just keep going.
Well, I want to thank all of the audience. I thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I am so grateful that you guys come and you listen. Check out Kim on her Instagram and her Facebook, Fireball Fitness. You can see all of the videos, like she said, when she was in figure, and then when she was in the swimsuit. Make sure you check her out. Shout out, work out with your girl. Support the business. Support her energy and her efforts, because the best part about it is that she's in it for you, not for herself.
That's
So
great.
thank you guys so much for tuning in. We're going to let you go. Thank you again, Kim. You want to say bye?
Thanks, sweetheart. Bye. Thank you. I'm Lift Transform Succeed on Instagram.
Okay, then. I'll make sure to put the stuff at the bottom in the feed, okay?
All right, sweetheart. Thank you. Have a good day.
And you do the same. You do the same.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.